Here we go again. So I was going to skip today, but that volcano thing I post every now and again, I had a look at it, and it's active. So I can't help myself. The sooner we squash man-made climate change, the better. Right. So let's ignore the blues for now. We're looking at reds, yellows, and the light greens. That's the light green. Reds in full erupt mode. The light greens in semi-erupt mode. Angry, spitting a bit. Yellows, unrest. So they're turning over in their bed. There was about 50 in all, right? So active, unrest, ignore the blues. Look at Papua New Guinea. Lots of unrest, but a few turning over. Indonesia, look, it's all above Australia. Just south of North and South Korea, one unrest, one fully active. All up there, Thailand, unrest. Come over here, Madagascar, unrest, two greens, angry, spit a bit. Ethiopia, one going off, two going off in Italy, one unrest, ignore the blue. South America, boom, 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 boom. Now, on my side, I predicted like a pretty good eruption after there's Haiti, the earthquake. And the reason that you can predict these things is because they usually come together. So I still say in the next week or two, one of these is going to go off. Up there, right, so what we have, technology, iPhone, yeah, as we know, joins over there. Okay, so the ring of fire. Let's go here. So the ring of fire, it's about 40,000 km, 25,000 miles long. It runs from the east coast of Australia up, past China, up past Russia, and it comes over the US, Canada, goes down Mexico, South America. So all those blues are eruptions around the ring of fire. Now the reason I put them there, some say 70%, some say 80% of all eruptions happen on the seabed floor. There was about 32, I think. I didn't count the yellows, I counted the reds, fully active, and the light greens, the ones that are angry and, going off a little bit. I left the yellows out. So, all the purples that are actually erupting and spewing ash into the air, and the green ones, like that one, that are just, spewing a bit out, there was 30 something. I added 100 blues to the 30 something. Alright, so that's going to be in the 70%, give or take 5 or 10%, doesn't really matter. If you can't work out what I'm trying to say, all the eruptions that are happening on land, the purple and the greens, that's roughly between 70 and 80%, again, in blues, in the ocean. There's got to be more. Every time they go down somewhere, they find eruptions, because that's what the planet does. Barrier Reef. It's going a bit white. Man-made climate change. Look. Eruptions. Constant eruptions. There's over 1,000 volcanoes, active volcanoes, they reckon, at any time in the ring of fire. Hang on, was that? That's it. I'm not gonna lie. Was that 1,000 active? Oh, look. You know what? Go and Google it. but that's where it all happens. Barrier Reef. Slight warming of the waters, they say. You see? Ice melting. Really? Because the water's warming up. Iceland. I haven't even put ice in. Put little ice caps down there. Ice only does one thing, it melts. Unfortunate for the penguins as well, but nothing lasts forever. Stop trying to save the penguins, because you're not going to be able to. Unless you take one home. If the day comes for penguins to go, they'll go. If the ice goes, it goes. It's not going to be man-made climate change. We've got more serious things to worry about. Yeah, so that was kind of my motivation today. My motivation for the whole thing is just I feel that they're taking the Mickey Mouse. This man-made climate change, and there's so many facts. And there's other facts as well. Wait till I get into the million grains of sand and explain that one. Active volcanoes. I exaggerated some of the painting when I did this for a reason. See how they reckon, I can't remember how many million years ago, whatever it was, they're 4.5 billion years old, the planet. Anyway, apparently this was all one landmass. So, Australia, I always think, fit up there, but Papua New Guinea, there's no doubt, it's like a puzzle piece. That was there. Madagascar goes into South Africa, into east coast of Africa. You're telling me that those two don't come together? Spain into the Gulf of Mexico? Possibly. Possibly. Look. And come on. It's all those islands will come down. Look. It's quite obvious, isn't it? How it's all separated. But it was once just one big landmass. That's a bit more than a theory. And Christian looked this up last night. South America is moving away from Africa at the rate of about 1 inch every year. It might not seem a lot, but let's say over 500,000 years. See, everybody's got this fixation that the life there, we're all going to die, you know. Nothing lasts forever. This planet is laughing at everyone. Man-made climate change. Crying out loud. I'll tell you what, there's going to be at least 3 life-changing natural disasters in the next decade. Guaranteed. A massive earthquake, just stuff, a massive volcanic eruption. Because that's what the planet does. See, you see stuff on the news, and everybody's like, oh my God. If you understand the planet, you know it's coming. It's not a surprise. It's not a shock. It's to be expected. And this is why everybody's so, this is what you're living on. You've got a molten core. You've got like a sun right in the center of the planet. It's like exaggeration, but you know, everybody thinks it's all going to be dandy. There's not a safe place on the planet from something. But earthquake, a volcano, a landslide, a flood. It's not man-made. God, I get excited, don't I? North Korea, look, are they kicking off? And that is nice and quiet, look. Must be China, keep tabs on him. So yeah, my motivation is just purely, they're taking the Mickey Mouse out of everyone. I'm telling you people, they are taking the Mickey Mouse. So all those eruptions, and if I had included the yellows, which are the ones where it's like just turning over its bed, there was 50. So there would have been another 20. So there would have been about another 60 or 70 blues spread out in the ring of fire. And that is on the low side. And these are constant 24/7. Changing Canary Islands, Hawaii, I don't know where. Loads of them. They come up from thousands of meters below the ocean. Well, thousands of meters, yeah. A couple of thousand, 2, 3, 4, 5,000 feet. Islands, eruptions. I mean, everywhere. Man-made climate change. Oh, God. And again, that San Andreas Fault, California, I know somewhere, isn't it? But I reckon they're going to get another monster soon. I mean, there's going to be a tsunami that could wipe the west coast of America and Canada out, the next one. Boom, gone. Big tsunami. You just don't know. It happens again and again and again. There's more artifacts in the oceans than there are in all of the museums in the world. There's stuff in the oceans. There's a pyramid somewhere down there. There's one off the coast of Japan. Google this stuff. Under the water. Like 10, 15 meters under the water. Pyramid. So how does that happen? Water. It's, you know, man-made climate change. Go and do one. Climate change? Yeah, I'm all for it. Oh, God, plastic bags is what we've done. Anyway, we might have added a few. I'm not saying we haven't added. When you've got all Russia, you've got all the methane, all the permafrost is melting. So that's already, nothing's going to stop that. It's already melting. It's already sending fumes up. It doesn't matter what they start turning chimneys off and start making electric cars. It's all absolute just talk. None of it's going to make any difference whatsoever. It just won't. It won't. It's this pipe dream. The way they talk about it, they hammer it on TV. Man-made climate change. God, the kids growing up with man-made climate change and the vaccines that people were dying and now you see on TV, 12 years, 15-year-olds line up for AstraZeneca. What do you think the kids are feeling, for cry out loud? Why? What's happened to me? Anyway, someone's got to do it. This is the planet where we live, and not many people know what's going on. Look at it. It was one landmass. It's moved. It moved. We've got molten core, there's crust, there's mantles, there's explosions under the Mariana Trench. So just off the coast of Japan, it's 30,000 feet. At cruising altitude of an aeroplane, but deep. I mean, look at the ocean. 2/3 of the planet is water. The stuff that goes on is sending rockets to Mars, sending remote control cars to Mars. It's another pipe dream. We're never going to live on Mars. Oh my God. We talk about reaching the speed of light one day. Oh God. It's just not going to happen, peeps. It's not going to happen. I think they probably peaked with a remote control cars they keep slinging onto Mars. I think it takes something like 3 minutes for the radio signals to get here or something. It's just a pipe dream. Honestly, we are not ever going to travel at the speed of light. We're not going to live on Mars. Yeah, well, let's check Mars out in case this planet does one. That's what they've got people thinking. I mean, come on. Good fishing in the Gulf of Mexico. But that is one of the most active, all this coast down here, South America, California, all that. Plus the asteroid hit there, if it did the one it did the dinosaurs, right there. That's where they reckon it landed somewhere. I have to do a bit of reading up on inner core and stuff. I love it, me. But if I can get one person every day to go, you know what, I don't believe in man-made climate change anymore. I've done my job. Because I'm telling you, there is climate change. There always has been and there always will be. The planet's alive. Anyway, that's 16 minutes. So I don't plan any of this. I put the tags up. I don't like write a big anything. I just wing it, fire from the hip. A bit starty sometimes, but you know what? I'm not a teacher, am I? Look at what it's boom. They're all eruptions. All eruptions. Right now. Actual volcanoes erupting under the ocean. The same as those ones there, but they're under the ocean, going off. Just see what I'm saying? It's not fiction, it's real. There's eruptions happening, all these eruptions happening under the ocean. Tell me it's not gonna heat the water up. The ice is not gonna melt. It's another thing about the amount of land mass. The amount of land mass that's coming up. Water displacement. I mean, I've never heard them talk about it, but they came up, and they came up from the bottom of the ocean and other places. There has to be water displacement. That water has to go somewhere, so it's going to rise to the level of the water. It might be, you know, just a tiny little nano bit, but it's waterized. It has to. It's science, it's physics, it's water displacement. If you throw a brick into a bath, the water is going to rise slightly. You've got all these eruptions going on, creating land mass. How's the ocean not going to rise? Anyway, look, you know what? I can't keep doing this. People have to start Googling. Anyway, that was my motivation today. I saw the volcano thing and it was really active. So I thought, you know what? Let's do it real quick. There you go. It was all one land mass. See how we join together? Vroom. Vroom. Spain, I still rate it fits in there. Africa, would slide into Brazil. All of that would it would have all been one big land mass. Apparently that's how it started. I am going to get a globe, like a round beach wall or something, I'll undercoat it and make because looking at a map like this, it doesn't give you a real picture because it's spread out. But if you wrapped all of that around a ball, you see what I mean, how that joins up. Yeah, people know what I mean, you know what I mean. Anyway, should I post this? This would be the last one I post on Facebook. That's it. I go to YouTube from now, but I think the volcano was a good one. Might make a few people go, oh, hang on. Maybe he's onto something. Maybe I do need to stop listening to everything they tell me and just believe it. Because I'm telling you. There's eruptions up. Boom, 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 boom. Oh no, that one in North Korea. Remember Fukushima, Japan? Big tsunami? The Boxing Day tsunami? What was that? What was that? It was Indonesia, wasn't it? Went that way or something? Oh, I can't remember. 300 and something thousand people dead. 250,000 people dead. I mean, that right there is what happens. An asteroid hits in the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Indian Ocean. The big one lands in there, and the water is just going to wash over all of Europe, all of Africa, down south. I mean, it can wash out half a civilization in a matter of minutes. And it can happen. It has happened before. It's how the dinosaurs died. Life isn't perfect. And politicians keep saying it's gonna be. Start learning about the planet you're living on, and I guarantee you start seeing life in a slightly different way. Like a man-made climate change. Anyway, 21 minutes. God. Alright, good night. Buenas noches.